All right. Hey, Bert. Hey, Laura. I'm glad y'all were able to join before me.
I just joined a minute ago.
All good.
Good
Um,
morning.
Good morning. All right, you want to go ahead and see if you can share your slides?
Yeah, and I only have about 7 slides.
Okay, this meeting will likely not take a whole hour then, and that's okay.
Let me save it on my desktop first.
Yeah,
Oh, darn.
I
right.
did have some news that I just talked to Nina Tomosa today.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Not just
she's gonna
one.
come. She might come to this meeting.
Okay.
When we were right when the Virginia, I'm Bert Waters. I'm the project director for the Virginia GWEP. And I'm also past president of the National Association for Geriatrics Education and Geriatric Education Centers. And I'll mention before we start, we've composed a letter to send out um, uh, to our senators and our Congress people. And I'm going to drop that into the chat. This is a letter that was composed last week before we had the leaked memo that came out. I'm not sure how many people knew about that. And I think that's really important. So I'm going to put it into the chat in a minute if I can find the chat. I'll put it in at the end of the meeting. I'll go ahead after I stop sharing my screen. I'll put it into the chat. It's a letter that was composed that you would also include information about your web for your congressional and senators. So I'll go ahead and start this particular topic. So back in November of 2024, the Utah Geriatrics Education Center um, sent out a questionnaire to see if anybody was interested in piloting a age-friendly health systems framework so we can do a common model. So what we were thinking is that the GWEPs could all use the same model for measuring how effective our age-friendly work that we're doing is. Um, and so this is actually what I've got on this first slide was what they had proposed. And several of us did agree to do this. I'll go to the next slide. And so this is really based on some of the work that University of California, San Francisco had been doing. Neither UCSF nor Utah were funded this last cycle. But the UCSF has an age-friendly health systems research network, and I've actually got the link here, and I'll go ahead and see if I can open that. Let's see. Let's see if that would show. Here's their age-friendly health system research network, and this is something that I would suggest that you may want to join this. They're actually having an event today at noon, research on equity in the age-friendly health system. This is a great resource for all of us, and I just wanted to share it with you if you didn't know about it. And I can put this link in the chat just so that people have it. I can't find my chat, so I'll just do that later. But are other people familiar, or is anyone here familiar with the Age-Friendly Health System Research Network? I do know that the St. Louis WEP has got at least one person who's a member of this group. Is anyone here a member of this group? Okay, it sounds like this is new. So I really think that this is something that we should all potentially join. But
I think Christine said in the chat she gave a thumbs up, so she
okay,
may be.
okay. There have been a couple of articles. This one's a little small. I'll expand it. Let's see. This one just came out this year, came out, well, it came, it says 2024. I found out about it in January. And what we're doing is we've got a residency program that we are working with a family medicine residency program, and they spend the first year. The residents spend the first year at a low income clinic in the Richmond, Virginia area, and then for the next years they spend it at it's called Community Memorial Hospital. It was purchased by VCU 5 years ago, and what their capstone project is going to be is to one. The residency program was going to be an age-friendly residency program. And then they're also going to transform the Community Memorial Hospital into an age-friendly hospital. And this is just an article on that we had found that we shared with our residency program because and at the end of this meeting, I'll also put the DOI in the chat also. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. So what I wrote in our NCC this year, because after the Utah GWEP ceased to exist, we had it in our work plan that this was one of our tasks that we were going to do, was to join a special interest group, an age-friendly special interest group, and develop one and have one specifically for the age-friendly common data model. And after we found out who was funded, I reached out to Rhode Island, St. Louis, and then I also had mentioned it at a meeting, and the Maine also joined us. Wyoming and Louisville actually also put this in their work plans too, but Maine agreed to join us too. And we were going to have our own special interest group, and then after consulting with the project director at the St. Louis GWEP, we decided that it makes more sense for us to join the GWEP evaluation SIG and just have this as an action item, to be more like the administrator, but not lead the research part of this. But that's why I'm here today, is because I put this into my work plan that I would one. This was in the NCC during year one. The work group will join the GWEP evaluation special interest group in the fourth quarter and recruit other GWEPs. When I put this in our work plan, I said we would start on quarter three. And so in quarter three, that was when I reached out to Grayson and asked if we could join the as a topic for our evaluation work group, because it makes more sense. And then I only have 6 slides, so it's going to be pretty quick. I want to talk about this a little bit, and I want to have some conversation rather than me just being the lead on this. So I'll read this. So this is our plans for the upcoming budget year. We're going to conduct a survey of GWEPs on forums data measures that their clinical partners have implemented, and how each individual GWEP is using the measures to demonstrate forums outcomes. This information, as well as information from national partners such as IHI and published literature, will be used to develop shared measures that can be collected across settings. The proposed data measures will be shared with other GWEPs, AFHS experts, and national partners for feedback. And so I'm going to stop sharing now. The idea is to have a conversation about this and find out who is interested in working in this work group. And so that being said, I'm the only person on the agenda, Grayson, and my presentation was about 7 minutes. So I would like to have some conversation if someone would like to chip in and talk about the potential for having this common data model. Is anyone interested in this?
So Bert, maybe if you could, and maybe I will admit I have some brain fog this morning. It's been a week. But maybe if you could explain a little bit more details of what you mean by a common data model. Are you guys trying to kind of do something similar to like a Delphi study to find out like what are to like template what a friendly health system would use as their data for participant and recognition level? Because I know right now you can submit anything and it is very loose. But I'm not exactly sure if I'm understanding what the goal of the work that you're proposing to do is.
Well, so the UCSF group, they've been really focusing on creating a common data model for health systems. And I didn't want to duplicate what they're doing, but what I'd like to do is look at what they're doing in health systems and use that information. We do not have a Delphi. I mean, we could do a Delphi if we wanted to. There's potential there for that. I'm basically taking what I had put in my work plan and sharing it with everyone, and also in my NCC. And I did get a lot of support from HRSA to do this. But I think that what we're trying to do is figure out the best way to measure the effectiveness of the work that we're doing in that age-friendly workspace. So, and a common measurement that we could all use. There's potential for publications here too, of course, but that's and I wish someone else from this group were here. I don't see anyone that I recognize that's in the meeting right now of the 25 people that are here. Did that help?
Hi, Bert. This is Christine Ferroni from the Rhode Island GWEP.
You're in it.
And we are happy to participate. We're not sure what it will look like, how our partners will be able to incorporate different measurement tools, but we are on board.
Yeah, and so I think this is actually the first time I've presented on this. So and here again, I'm not our evaluator. My background is in healthcare research, but Terry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, Bert, thank you so much for talking about this. So Francis Yang is our evaluator for Kansas 4M, and we would also like to participate. We're actually putting together a dashboard to collect information on 4M's data with participating sites. So I think it would help us, share what we're doing and inform our process as well as hopefully contribute overall. So Francis is on the call right now too.
And we're also putting together a dashboard, and Hong Chatrand is my evaluator. She's here today also. So Francis, I'll introduce you to Hong, and Christine's also interested. But we do have, I've been emailing with mostly the project directors, but then a few of the evaluators have been on my emails. And everyone so far was on board with this. And we're using Smartsheets for our dashboard. I don't know if anyone else is, but that's what we're doing. We're developing a full fledged dashboard for everything GWEP related. And one of the dashboards that would be our age-friendly dashboard. I think it's a great idea to share. I'm here again, I'm past president of the National Association for Geriatrics Education. And we tend to we have, because I've been part of that group for so many years, we've presented quite a bit at GSA and sometimes at AGS on the work that we do. And it's easier to put together a symposium if you're working with other GWEPs. And for those of us, we've had a geriatric education center at VCU since 1985. We were one of the first 16. GECs, and then we've had the GWEP funding since 2015 when it started. And I've been very active with other GWEPs and developing symposia. We actually submitted 3 GWEP related symposia for GSA this year as different groups. So I would also suggest that for everyone, the evaluators that are here, it's really good networking for research and publications to work with other GWEPs. And this could be just this is just a topic that we would like to introduce to the evaluation SIG. Are there any other questions or thoughts? I'm going to go ahead and put the chat.
Yeah, anyone who wants to come on and chat. So Bert, what are the next steps? Do you want Terry and Francis and Christine to email you?
Yes, because I'm not going to be the person working on it in our, but I will be glad to be the administrator for this group, for this work group. And then I've got, here's, and Christine has already been part of the email chain too. There's my email.
Fantastic. Right. And then, anybody, I'll give, a few minutes for other people to chime in, and if we want to have a discussion. We can just have an agenda item at the top of each of these meetings, just asking if there's any updates from the group. And, Bert, are you happy to do that until we assign someone else?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so really, I should have only spent a couple of minutes on this, not a whole hour. I just did put the email that was developed by our lobbyists. It's the GSA and AGS lobbyists developed this email to send to Congress, and it's a template, and that has to do now. We did this about 2 weeks ago, but that was before the memo came out, was leaked yesterday. That would defund all of the. Luckily, we are in the budget for this because it's a continuing resolution going on.
Year two.
Yeah, so we're in. So it's already in. Person's got money already for us for year 2, so we don't have to worry about that. We should get our letters by the 1st of June at the latest. Nina Tomosa is retiring the end of this month, and it was forced. She was kind of forced out. She was forced out. But Joan Weiss is still there, and Jen Solomon is still there as a project officer. And so we are an entity still, so we don't have to worry about that. But we really, it's been stressed upon me by HRSA and by AGS and GSA that really what's the most effective thing to do is to, especially in Congress, to send a letter to your as a constituent, to send a letter to your congressperson. That
was great. Thank you for sharing it. I see it in the chat.
That's not evaluation related, but
no, but it's important. It's very important. Yes, I think quite a few of us. I imagine everyone on the call has, scrutinized with the fine-tooth combs of memo that was leaked. And we are all hoping that it is a preliminary draft and will be changed upon implementations.
Yeah, it's not, the Congress has the purse strings, not the president, not OMB. So they can make recommendations. This is just the first step in the budget for the 2026 fiscal year, starting in October of 2025. And that was just the very initial memo from the OMB that would outline what the president would like to see. And so that's why we have to reach out to it.
Exactly. Yeah. And as we all know, it's a long negotiating process.
So I'm actually having a meeting with the Virginia Center on Aging, all of our group, because we have some ACL grants also. And our ACL project officers are still working. So that was a good sign for us. I spoke with Bob Lancata, who's very well known on the Hill. And he said that, and he didn't know this, I spoke with him a week ago before he presented just this Tuesday before the memo was leaked. And he had said that he was surprised that CMS has not addressed their new rules about age-friendly health systems. He thought that would be eliminated, and so he thought that was a good thing. And so we're taking it one step at a time. But up until the memo was leaked, geriatrics was not on their crosshairs. And so we had thought that was a good thing. But now that memo has been leaked, and we're one of the priorities that we're going to be eliminated. That's here again. Presidents always put out their own budgets, and Congress rarely uses that as a template. It's mainly the president's wish list. Yeah. But this is a new time.
Yeah, it's a good time to reach out to your congressman. absolutely.
Sorry to get off.
No, it's good. It was very timely. Yes. And thank you, Bert, for coming on and doing a presentation. We didn't actually have anything specifically scheduled, so we were very happy that you wanted to present. And I apologize for my lateness. I had a prior meeting that ran over. And so again, I think everybody in the call probably knows I'm Rhonda Moore at Emory University for the Georgia GWEP. So thank you so much, Bert. Anyone that has any questions, please reach out to Bert. He will forward you to the appropriate person who can answer questions. And we look forward to seeing what you guys are doing with this work and creating the common data model. It's fascinating. We look forward to seeing how that goes. In terms of information for the rest of the session, we wanted to, now that we have came through and we've done 2 QPUs, well, 3 now, because we just finished the 3rd one, which I'm sure all of us are sitting here scratching our head going, I just duplicated what I put in my NCC report on my Q3 QPU, and it's very, I don't understand, but so hopefully everyone was able to seamlessly submit their QPUs, and we get feedback from our POs soon about approval of those. And then everyone has submitted their NCC reports. So now we are looking at, do we have our metrics for our annual performance report, the final for the year? If anyone has any questions on that, we've already done a session on that, but if anyone would like more information on that, we will have the QR code to put some for everyone to put in their evaluation of this meeting and what they would like to see. I will give a heads up next month in May. Grayson, do you want to share slides? And we have I think Grayson made a slide for this. Next month in May, we were evaluating our calendar and realized that when we put together our dates, we set this one for Friday, May 9th, because I'm at a separate conference on Friday at May 2nd. And then we realized that I was looking at the agenda and talking with our colleagues who said, oh yes, I'm going to be at AGS on May 9th. And I said, oh, we should probably move the May 9th. So we will move the May meeting from May 9th to May 16th. So you'll get a new invitation, just giving you guys the heads up. And then on that May 16th meeting, we're going to have our implementation science and a sociologist who has a big portfolio in program evaluation. Dr. Alexis Bender is going to give a presentation, a little didactic-y around program evaluation overarchingly in general. So talking about quantitative, qualitative data and things you can do to evaluate programs. And then she's going to talk specifically about what we do in our GWEP for our kind of program implementation evaluation. And so we're excited to have a guest speaker. Again, thank you, Bert, for talking today. And then reminder, we will send the slides out for all of this. And then we wanted to open it up. If anybody has any questions on anything that we've done throughout, or anything that you're working on in terms of evaluating your SIG, if anyone has announcements, if you guys want to talk about what you're doing at AGS, anything like that, we'll open up the floor. Grayson, if you want to put the evaluation in the chat, that would be great. Can you do that? I think your Zoom was acting up. Okay. No one has any burning questions about evaluation of their questions. We'll probably all still shell shocked by the memo that was leaked. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to Grayson or I. We're happy to meet with anyone. I think a few people have reached out. They have specific questions to their specific webs. We're happy to meet with anyone anytime. We thank all of you for attending. I'm happy to give everybody back half an hour before lunch on this Friday in April. We're halfway through. For those who celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend. For others who celebrate Passover, I hope you have a great Passover. and enjoy all the holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bert.